I want to talk about mental health and how it affects all of us at one point or another. A lot of people go through different things in life, mentally, that they don't want to discuss. A lot of people want to keep things bottled up. A lot of people don't want to expose their secret because mental health in America is considered a stigma, or to say that you're in therapy is considered a stigma. I know because I suffer with severe depression, anxiety, PTSD, and OCD. It's pretty much a lot of everything. But for so long, I've been embarrassed. For so long, I've been ashamed. For so long, I felt like I couldn't talk about this. I felt like this is something I should keep a secret. I did, once I basically can no longer control it, I decided to get help. I decided to go into therapy, see a therapist. I went to numerous therapists and finally found one. Like I think it was like my sixth or seventh therapist that I found like a good one. But otherwise than that, I went to this therapist, that therapist, and I just felt like my mom was going. Shh. I felt so confused in my mind. I felt so lost. I felt anything you can think of. Basically, I just felt completely like out of my body, out of my element. I didn't know what was happening to me. But what I want to do is basically talk about my issues to bring light into mental health and that this is a serious condition. And we don't ask to be sick. Like, who purposely say they want to go through PTSD? Who says they want to go through OCD? Who says they want anxiety? These mental health conditions are not something that people want to wake up to and be like, oh yeah, I volunteer for it. I take that depression. I take the anxiety. This is not something that anybody asks for. This is something that happens to you and you don't ask for it. It's kind of like you just wake up and your whole life changed and you no longer know what's going on. At least that's what happened to me. Basically, I was this girl that was always happy, bubbly, always like joyful in life, always woke up with smiles and just so happy. And then all of a suddenly, I swear, my whole life changed, literally upside down. Basically, I started having triggers. I started experiencing detachment. I started experiencing numbness. Um, it was anything you can think of. Like I had it. Like I didn't know what to do. I was scared. I was scared to even go outside. I wanted to lock myself in the room and never come outside. It was really bad. Like basically, I thought the world was going to completely end, and I was just going to be the only one that I felt completely lonely. I felt completely empty. I felt all types of emotions that I never knew existed. Um, And if somebody would have told me this really exists, I would have been like, no, it doesn't. Like, I mean, I hear of other people going through it, but when it directly impacts you, it makes a complete difference. So what happened to me? So I'm not saying that I didn't always have a little bit of issues, because I did. I think a lot of people in my family does suffer with depression and anxiety as well. Maybe that's a component to it, maybe not. Everyone has different theories, different views, and different ideology. This is just my opinion from my own experience and also from other people that I know. So, um, let's talk about what post traumatic stress disorder did to me. Basically, post traumatic stress disorder ruined my world. Ruined my life. It made me feel really scared inside my own mind. When I mean inside my own mind, I mean like I was really scared to be in my mind. Like I was really scared to be left alone with anybody. I was really scared of life. I was scared of anything. Like I knew it didn't make sense, but for some reason it made sense in my mind. Like, but consciously I knew this is so weird, but I couldn't stop myself from behaving like that. I don't know. Like, I would think of everything that can go wrong or the worst thing that Melissa can do. Um, Basically, in the world. the worst, most awful, horrific things will enter into my mind that I can do. And then I'm like, who can I tell this to without sounding or looking crazy? Because I know it sounds a little crazy, because even I'm like, this is really crazy. Who is this person in my mind? Who is this person in my head? Because this person in my mind and in my head is not really who I am. It's not who I identify with. So that made it more scary, because it wasn't lining up with who I am. So for a long time, when I suffered with post-traumatic stress disorder, I felt detached. What does detachment means? Meaning like I was existing, but I wasn't alive. Basically, I felt like a zombie. I felt like, in a sense, like, okay, well, let me go to school because it's time for me to go to school. Let me go to work because it's time for me to go to work. Let me do this because I know how to do this. Like, basically, I'm just boom, 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 doing what I'm supposed to do, but not really living. Like, like, my love was replaced with nothing but fear. I felt scared all the time. In my body, in my mind, I felt completely uncomfortable. That's what it's like to feel detached. Like, basically, you enter into a fog land. Like, basically, you're not present in that moment. You're basically out of space. That's how I felt. I felt like I was out of space. I felt like I was in a dream. And I can and connect with people. As in, I'll see you, but I have like a thought or something about doing something negative, and then my mind would completely blank out. So it was hard for me to have human connection. It was as if like the connection didn't exist. It was like something was happening greater than me, and I didn't know what was happening. I felt like I was living in a fog land. And one of my therapists, when I told him, was like I'm experiencing fogginess. It feels real cloudy. It feels like I'm in a dream. And she basically was like, didn't know what was happening with me. So what was happening to me was post-traumatic stress disorder. Now, she said I had completely OCD. I'm not saying I didn't have OCD. I mean, I know I have OCD, but my post-traumatic stress disorder kind of triggered the OCD. And if you think about it, they all, in a sense, to me, are related, in my opinion. So I felt numb. So what does it mean to feel numb? Feeling numb means to me you don't feel anything. Like, you're blank. It's a way of how your mind or your body copes with stress. It numbs you out, literally. Like, what does it feel to be numb? Like, you don't feel love. You don't probably even feel fear. You feel like numb. You feel like out of your mind, out of space, or in a out of body experience. Cause you don't know. Like, you feel numb. Like, you see people, but you don't really see them. You know you're alive, but you're not really feeling alive. You're not feeling really present. You're just feeling numbed out. Like, it's as if, like, I'm so stuck on a routine. Like, I get up at a certain time, I dress my son at a certain time, I get myself ready at a certain time, that as long as I have that structure, boom, 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 then I'm okay. But as soon as it's time to deviate from the structure or something's different, I'm like, not good. It's kind of like I'm a robot, basically. That's what it's like to be numbed out, to be detached. Like, it's like PTSD can take a person through hurdles. And then trying to find therapists that can treat your PTSD is even harder, because a lot of therapists don't understand, don't have compassion, or they're charging you an arm and a leg, and you're just trying to look for help. And then even when you're going through these strong emotions, sometimes it's so hard for a person to keep a job because their emotions are so strong. So it's kind of like they need the help, but they can't really afford to. So what do we do in that case, you know? Like, this mental health awareness needs to be more, we need to be more proactive, and stop the stigma. Stop it, because we all know someone who suffers with some type of mental illness. If it's not you yourself, we all know someone that's been impacted in one way or another. And basically, I'm sure it's more of us than it is of them. If we start looking at ourselves, it's more people that's going through mental health issues than we think. Every time I turn around, something is happening. That's clearly a cry for help. But if the world doesn't make it socially or basically as socially acceptable to talk about mental health, then basically it's going to be this taboo secret that no one's going to discuss, and we're going to keep it hidden because that's what the world wants us to do. Keep this little secret hidden. But then when you see someone jumping off the damn ledge, you're like, oh, what's going on? And it's too late. Stop stigmatizing it and start making it acceptable to talk about. Make people feel comfortable about their mental health. Try to get educated. Have more of an open mind. Sometimes a person that's going through any type of emotion just wants a listening ear and just wants someone to be like, it's okay. Just keep that in mind. I'll be definitely chatting more in regards to mental health and different things. Please subscribe or leave any comments. I know I haven't been here for a while, but I'm going to start getting on my grind and start continuously posting more YouTube channels, YouTube videos, and things of that nature. And please subscribe. If you have any questions, post them. Email me. If you want to know more about my experience, more about my emotions, more about anything, I'm definitely open to talk about it. I'm no longer going to allow my mental health to completely control me like it has for so long, or keep me hidden like it did for so long. When I mean hidden, basically trying to avoid anything. And if you have PTSD and you have triggers, then you know for a fact you're going to have triggers all day, every day. If that's watching the TV or that's going outside, like basically it's no way to live. It's a really scary place to live. So please share your own story. We're stronger as a community than alone. Thank you.